take 3. No, take 4. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning, and I'm just gonna go. So, because I've tried to record this before, and it pissed me off. So, I first took an interest in politics in 2016. The first time Trump got elected, my parents were both understandably very concerned with the way that the country was going. I was living in Washington at the time. It's a very blue state. And I'm living in Michigan now. Everyone who's watching this probably knows me, but a little bit of background about myself first. Just to, I don't know, clear the air and maybe make my thoughts more credible. I don't know. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm just a freaking transgender, so what do I know? So I took my interest in politics. I learned a lot. I was in elementary school when I started watching The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, which is not around now. It's a different guy. I stopped watching it a while ago during quarantine. But, I started watching that. I watched Stephen Colbert, a lot of late night hosts. I watched NBC. I watched one other news network that it's not coming to mind right now. And I didn't start reading articles till later because who fucking reads? You know what I'm saying? I read now. Fucking crazy. But, I took this interest, and that interest taught me how Congress works, when you vote, how often people vote, how important it is to vote. That should never be underestimated. If you're not voting, that's like your civic duty. That's one of the most important things you can do in this country, in any country actually, is vote. Unless it's one of those rigged ones like Putin, probably. That's probably rigged. Let's be completely honest. Like, how do you win like every election except for one? Anyway, I've known a lot about politics, and as I've gotten older, I've started reading articles. I've stepped away from some news sources. I don't watch late night hosts as often anymore. The only one I really stay in touch with is John Oliver, who makes actually very, very good takes. And I would highly recommend if you would like to be informed, because the stuff he did during the last Trump presidency was very informative towards the end when I started watching him. And I'm sure it will be this time around too. As for his stuff through the Biden presidency, actually, articles, read them from various sources. Sometimes I even go to Fox News and read stuff. I don't like to, but they're not going to go out of business anyway, because apparently the Republicans won the popular vote, so I might as well take a look at what they're reading and try and understand why they could even vote for him, I guess. So, I've got all this information I learned, I taught myself, and it shows. So when I stepped into this year, this is my first time voting, and I voted for Kamala, not Trump, because that fucking guy, I'm not racist, homophobic, rich, or misogynistic, or anti-Muslim, or anti-anything but Christian, anti-immigrant, because most of the illegal immigrants in this country, the government knows about already, and they pay into the tax system, and they do jobs that no one wants. Like, when I'm out of college, I don't want to be a janitor. I don't think anyone who wants, not everyone goes through college, but I don't think anyone who goes through college wants to be a janitor. That's what those people are coming here and doing. So who do you think is going to do that if you kick them out? It's going to be you. It's just kind of not smart. Anyway, sorry. I was about to say I don't mean to insult Trump voters, but actually I do. Fuck you guys. Don't leave. So that leads me to my point of this 5 minutes and 30 seconds. What the fuck? I'm gonna probably have to cut some of this. I don't know. I'm gonna watch all this before I upload it, I guess. Am I political creator now? What? Sorry. I don't really know what the point of this is. I just kind of felt like doing it. It feels right. It feels necessary. Because it's to help me process my stuff, and maybe it'll help someone else too. Hearing me yap at you through my phone. And now we're at 6 minutes because I just wasted 30 seconds. So you're welcome. Anyway, so I've heard some stuff today, and I just want to talk about some of it. And I set all that up to explain where I'm coming from, my understanding of the system of governance that we have here in the United States, and so why I think all of this is so actually important to be informed upon. So the first thing that I want to talk about is people saying that it's not that deep. This is mostly coming from Trump voters who don't understand how politics works, I think. Because I don't know why anyone who voted for Kamala would be saying that, because for the most part, I don't want to generalize it. Well, I kind of do for the other side, but not for us. Does that make me a bad person? I don't think so, because they're all white. They voted for the felon. So I think I'm in the clear on that. I don't know. But politics is that deep. Voting for Trump jeopardizes the life of a lot of people. It jeopardizes the rights of a lot of people, the sanctity of a lot of people, the safety of a lot of people, and the state of being of probably the more than half of the United States, because I know we're not all white and Christian, because I'm not white. Well, I'm white, but I'm not Christian. So that already takes me out of the voting. Because that's all getting cut out. What was I talking about? Dude, I can't hold a thought. 8 fucking minutes now. This is getting cut down. Oh, right. So it's absolutely a big deal, because it threatens all of these things for all of these people. And the thing about that is that that's just incomprehensible to me, how you can threaten all of those things and still feel like a comfortable person with yourself. I mean, just think about for a second how it's absolutely a big deal, because it threatens all of these things. And you're threatening people's lives basically by electing him. He is all of those things I mentioned before: white supremacist, anti-Muslim, anything but white, so racist, misogynist, all of these things. And he's in the office now. And he won the popular vote, which means that supposedly the majority of Americans don't support all those things, which I find hard to believe, because maybe that's where I live, and I've never understood how someone could be so hateful. It really doesn't make any sense to me, and it's scary. Honestly, I spent a lot of today scared, and I realized later that Biden is going to be the president for the next couple months. Joe Biden. Which, I mean, it's alright. I feel like he hasn't done like a bad job. He didn't do a good job. He's gonna be like Grover Cleveland. Like, no one's gonna remember that guy once he's out of the office. It really matters. It really matters. So, fuck. We have months. I think, with the proper whatever, time to prepare. I think everyone's going to be fine. But once he gets into the office, that's when it's just going to hit the fan in layman's terms. The Supreme Court is Republican, the executive branch will be Republican, and the legislative branch will all be Republican. The system is designed so that one of those three areas can keep the others in check. Obviously, that's why it's called checks and balances. They are all extreme right now. Maybe there's some moderates in the legislative branch, but I don't think that there's enough moderate Republicans to make it huge difference. So get ready for whatever happens. Those of you who think he's going to save the economy, I hope you're ready for prices to go because Trump is not saving the economy. He's filed for bankruptcy 6 times. He's a convicted felon. He's been impeached. He incited a riot. The first time in American history that there hasn't been a peaceful transfer of power from one president to the next. And it was under Trump's leadership. And he's going to be the president again. And millions of people within the United States have their lives threatened. Millions of people worldwide have their lives threatened, possibly, with Trump as the president. He is not a foreign policy expert. We're going to have Donald Trump, star of Home Alone 2 and WWE background character, representing the United States of America. Again, for the second time. I couldn't write a funnier joke, I'll tell you that. What the fuck? Donald fucking Trump. Anyway, I'm gonna watch this and maybe put it on the internet, maybe not put it on the internet. I don't know what to say. I don't know where I was going with this. I don't know if I achieved what I wanted to achieve by recording it. I don't want to kill myself anymore. I did that earlier. I wanted to do that earlier. I didn't do it. I would be standing right here if I did it. So, you know.